I'm joined by former Limerick FC captain Paul Finucane. Thanks for joining us, Paul. Paul, you were part of a young group of players that all broke into the team almost at the same time. Was it what was the experience like coming into that senior setup at a young age?
Starting off initially, it was great. As I just touched on there. When I first started coming in, I think I got into the squad when I was 17, but it was a much more senior team at the time. We had a lot of experienced lads there, good careers, like Ray Hall and John Moy, Tommy Lynch was over, and Pat Nolan, lads with great pedigree, great history going back. So coming in, it was quite intimidating. It wasn't that it was intimidating, but you were coming in, you were kind of going, you were keeping your head down, you'd be delighted if you got in. I remember I must have been on the bench for months and months and months before I got a game, and I like anything once you get in, you kind of go, regardless of how young you are, you kind of come in and just play, you're kind of going in fearless. And the good thing about back then was if you played well, they let you in there. And so from that side of things, it was great. It was great. It was a great team. It was great to get into and experience that, because I had gone up. I supported Limerick since I was 12 or 13 years ago to Rat Band. With my brother and all his friends at the time, when God, who was playing like Ray O'Halloran was playing back then, Richard Dye, McMahon, Dave Millian, Tony Easy, all these lads like a great FAI Cup run. So to get in, it was fantastic, great experience, and then just like that, things completely changed. Where whether one thing or another with the club itself and the way things had been going, it was just a complete overhaul. Where I think Tommy had kind of left, and then Noel was given the opportunity to come in, and just like that, all of us kind of drip fed into the senior team, but we never all kind of collectively played together. It seemed we'd all played coming up from youths and down to 21, and then just like that, we're all into the senior setup, So it was a big change from that side of things. Because it became much more youth based there, and then literally from season to season, you could see a big change over,
Yeah, you played consecutively, then almost consecutively, bar half a season, I think in 2006, from 2001 to 2007 with Limerick. This would probably be a tough question for you, maybe not, I don't know, but what was the strongest team, do you believe, in those 6 years or 7 years you were with Limerick that you played with?
I think looking back, the strongest team we had, I think Derry beat us in the playoff. I think not just 1 to 11, but 1 to maybe 16 to 18, we had a really strong team. And you can look back and obviously we've been in the first division all the time, and we won the League Cup, but which was a major achievement. But I think from my time there, I think the time Derry beat us in the League Cup was probably the strongest squad we had. Mike Curry all over us, but again we were young. We had some very good players, like we had Stephen Flynn, Brendan Sweeney. I think that was kind of. It was probably our best year.
Do you think? I know you lost to Derry over 2 legs, but do you think that was the maximum that squad achieved, or do you think that was a bit of a disappointing result, that 4-0 defeat at the Brandywell?
Yeah, I don't think in the context it was a disappointing result. Obviously, they beat us 4-0, they beat us well, but they were far superior. They were, how they even ended up in that position, I'll never know. Maybe they're just going through a bad patch, and they kind of got dragged into it. But I think looking back in it, I think we held our own in the first leg. I think it was a draw.
It was a 0-0 in the first leg.
Yeah. But I think we went up there. I think from the get go, they just played us off the park, and tough place to go. Derry are always a good team, and looking back at it, I think that was. How would I say? It was disappointing we lost. There's no really great opportunity to go up or whatever, and I think you're right. I think that kind of squad reached, not that it reaches peak, because as you can imagine, the team does so well, lads are bound to go. And if I think looking back, I think Stephen Flynn snapped up. I think Pat Purcell left.
Went to Waterford.
I think Brendan Sweeney might have moved on. So Colin Heffernan could have been snapped as well. So just like that, the whole team and squad was kind of dismantled. And like in any walk of life, if you get so far and you don't get there, you can see the squad kind of kind of come away. And like that, leading up to that, there was a good squad always building there, whether it was being like it was going to come from experience year on year. And I think when Mike came in, you know, the trainer Mike, well, obviously was a great footballer himself, and he kind of instilled that to us. Training was brilliant. He let us play, you know, he obviously knew we were a young bunch of lads, and he just said, let's go and play. Albeit he coached us really well as well, you know. So I think coming on from Noel into Mike Curling, it was leading to that. We were all around a good age, 24, 25-ish, maybe probably even younger, so yeah, that was probably, it would be great for everyone to keep together. You don't know what will happen the next year, but you know, in reality, that kind of stuff happens. That happens in all walks of life. The team is always going to be picked at, and it was, and we probably went a couple of steps back, and you know, so.
Like it was a great team for that team, but I suppose, look, as a club, you're playing out on a Pike field, you know, for the club probably wasn't ready at that stage to.
Yeah, it would be very interesting to see. Obviously, I don't think like Pike, I love playing up there, you know, and like that we jumped around. I think in the space of a couple of years, we jumped from Ratband to Jack Park to Pike Grove. So there was always that uncertainty with the club, and yeah, it would be interesting to see what would happen if we did get up. No more so than what happened when Limerick did get promoted, you know, 5 or 6 years ago, where you know it was kind of pushed upon that they had to go to Tone Park and things like that. You know, so yeah, were we equipped? Probably not. If we'd gone up, you know, it was probably a short time frame for the club to transition that quickly for a Premier. We could have come right back down, but you know,
it would have been nice to get the opportunity.
Exactly. It would be great to see what could happen, because obviously when we get promoted, interested investors might have come in, you know, so you just don't know, you know, but yeah, it was a shame indeed, because you get to that, and then obviously we probably jump back a good couple of steps, you know, because the club were always a bit, you just didn't know what was happening year to year, you didn't know what was happening month to month or week to week, you know, so, you know, you have to give credit to lads behind the scenes as well, because you might have heard stuff, but, you know, whether it was any truth, there probably was, but to what great extent, what was going to come out of whether the club were going to fall or not. You know, I don't think it ever would have had, but you know, that was always there in the background as well, you know.
Yeah, I've asked this question to all of your ex-teammates that have interviewed so far, but I'd be kind of more interested to hear your own, because you're one of the longer serving players. Who would you rate as probably the best player you played with at Limerick during your time?
God, I suppose I look at it kind of twofold. Like, I think for myself, I would think one of the best players there was Pat Person. That's because he obviously played next to him for so long. Yeah, we had a really good partnership. We built up a really good understanding, and you know, I think we complemented each other really well. Then I think Stephen O'Flynn would be right up there, and he was a great professional. He was super talented on the place. I remember when he came in, you know, I hadn't really heard of him, but I'd heard of, you know, he was opening at the time or whatever. A really good school, but from day one when he came in, he was top class. He was excellent on the training pitch. You know, he was a super goal scorer, and he was great crack. So I'd say from all around professionals, I'd say he was probably one of the best players I played with. But getting in that time, we had a lot of really good players. You know, only like Kieran Foley, who I played with underage and coming up. You only really got to see how good he was when he went to the likes of Galway and Sligo. You know, Brendan Sweeney was another super player. And then there was even, it was great, even Derek McCarthy. Derek was he was very unfortunate with injuries. He had a bad injury with his back and that, so that kind of curtailed him a lot. But, you know, like, I'm looking back and now, you know, when he reached out to me about the interview, I really had to go back and go, God, you know, like I've gone to Limerick now 10 odd years or whatever, but
it's kind of frightening, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, I'm trying to think, my God, and like it's 20 years since I'd have been first came to Limerick, even longer. So, like, when I think back, there's a lot of really good lot of players coming up, even from the youths into the first team. And like, even when I came in, like, you know, like Ray O'Halloran and those super players, like, you know, Ray is actually a cousin of mine through marriage. But Ray had a great career to come up, you know what I mean? And I haven't watched him for so long, come home, they've been in the dressing room with them, and you know, I have Tommy Lynch as manager, and see him on the training pitch, you know, like, yeah, you could see, you know, that kind of thing. But for my own couple of years there, if I was to pick out two, I would say, from my own side of things from playing so close to, I'd say Pat Burson, but then from more on, like Stephen Lewis, top player. You know, again, I know he went on, kind of jumped around clubs, we went back over thinking, but you know, kind of injuries, probably curtailed him as well. But from the time he was up at Limerick, I'd say he's a super player. You know, from start to finish, his attitude, you know, hated losing, was just a winner. Like, you know, I could see, like, you know, and he, as I say, he's great. He was great crack. You know, he gelling exceptionally well socially and everything. You know, so he was a top player, top player.
Yeah, you mentioned your longevity there while you were talking. You were then appointed club captain by Noel O'Connor in 2005. Were you delighted to be named captain?
I was, Jesus, I was. Great honour, like, you know, you kind of look at it and think, well, like, you know, was I captain material or whatever, but, you know, when people ask me that question, like, being a captain isn't always being, like, the loudest in the room or whatever, you know, it's not all about that. Like, I was never, I wouldn't be not a screamer or anything like that when I played or anything, you know, I was kind of relaxed, if anything, because, you know, I kind of felt if you relax within yourself, but then, you know, I kind of think it, probably lead by example, I'll tend to maybe the longest there, you know, I think I was consistent in my performance, so, yeah, it was great, I loved it, I loved being captain, it was great honour, you know, leading out your home club, it's a fantastic honour, you know, so, for the time I had it was great, even when it, you know, in time it was taken off me, I think, Pat Burton, but that didn't affect me in any way, you know, it was great for the time I was there, obviously, whoever was captain would be Pat, and it might fall back on me again. That was a fantastic honour, God, yeah, it was definitely a fantastic honour, yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple of years where I mentioned it to Noel O'Connor, what seemed like soap opera from outside the pitch under Danny Drew as chairman, you know, that was when you were captain for the first year. I remember Pat Purcell telling a story there not so long ago where that you were finished work late, I think, and you wanted to get a flight to Dublin for a match.
I tell you what, like I always say, if I wrote a diary or anything, it was like thinking back and things that were done for me, it was crazy. Like, and if you put it in a book now, I think definitely bestseller. People that couldn't have happened, but yeah. To be fair to Danny, fair play to me, came in, put a lot of money in. You know, like I always say to these lads, fair play to them. You know, people look at me now and say, "What has gone on there?" But like, yeah, I think if I remember correctly, we had a match. I think we had a game on the Friday. I think we could have been up there. I was coming down the bus and we were getting things organised for the Monday. And if I think I was just starting a new job on the Monday. And I was there going to myself, how could I go into the job on day one? Because I think I told the week before I'm starting a new job, I don't think I'm going to make the game on the Monday. If it's on the Monday, we'll come back, and then I think they said the game's on the Monday, so I can't make it. And then like, what? I said, I'm starting a new job, I can hardly go in and tell my lunchtime I need to go to Dublin, you know, like, and that's the thing at the time, you know, we were only part-time, we had to look after your 95 kind of thing as well, you know, like everyone else, there was bills to be paid. Albeit if I was there a week or two, I'd have no problem saying that. So I have a game, you know, of commitments, and I need to go to Dublin. I couldn't win on the first day of the job, and said, look, I need to go away. So as it transpired, they booked flights. Like, it was a shame at the time, I couldn't believe it. I think I left work maybe 5 o'clock, ran over to the airport, flight up to Dublin, and looking back, you know, it was absolute madness. Got the flight up, fair play, it's like Danny in the club, cost a good couple of quid. I remember correctly, we could have been 3 down at half time.
Down to 10 men, I think, on the night, was it?
I think we could have lost the game 4-0. We're back on the bus. And yeah, you know, I think we were dropped off in the Green Hills at, I don't know, maybe 1, 2 o'clock. And then we could drive out to Shannon to get our cars and come back home. I don't think I got to bed maybe 4 or 5 o'clock. I'm back into work at 9. You know, yeah, looking back, it's a crazy story. Fair play to, you know, obviously to go up there and we played Tolka, we obviously played Shelter at the time. And yeah, coming in at half time or 3 or 4 down, game's over. Like, and I remember one of the players, did you fly home? I was going, we did. They were like, wow, you know, but
jet lag.
Coming back, probably better off me not playing. I don't know, I could have been falling for a couple of goals. I remember in the dressing room, oh my god. You know, because you're thinking like that, you shouldn't be, you're going, oh my god, are they going to fly home? What's the second class? Game's over, 3 or 4 down. Anyone could have stepped in for me at the time, you know. But look, that was Danny, you know, boys aren't asleep, fair play to looking back and like, wow, like, you know, crazy, but, you know, it was just Limerick.
Your own involvement actually with Limerick finished the year after a season with Paul McGee there in 2007. Do you look back on your Limerick career with any regrets? It doesn't seem like it, in fairness.
No, I'm definitely not a man, if you're talking, or my friend, I'm definitely not a person who has regrets. I don't see the point in it. I don't have any regrets with Limerick. For the time I was there, I loved every single minute I was involved with Limerick. I just loved it. Looking back, when I was young, I saw myself when I first got into Limerick. I thought I would be playing till now, 36. I thought I'd be playing Limerick till I'm late 30s. That's the kind of the mindset you'd be in. Play so many games and whatever. But I think was I there 10 years at the time. I think, as I said, touching back on it, every season I just think it was getting to a point. I was kind of losing not my interest, but that bit of bite you have. You come into games a bit nervous, you're looking forward to it. I think coming into that season.